Yes, so I think one of the biggest challenges in healthcare is just consistency across physicians. I mean, every physician has a different experience. They see different types of patients. You know, every physician is expert in something. They see a lot of a certain type of patient and very few of other types of patients. And so it's very difficult depending on, you know, what disease you may have, of what physician you see, and getting, you know, the right maybe diagnosis or prognostic direction. Where I think AI is a technology that can kind of level the playing field, where it can leverage everybody's expertise and give people sort of confidence and ideas of how to diagnose things that may be outside of their realm of expertise. And so it's really kind of giving people a better understanding of what they may have, and giving that kind of level playing field for everybody to get a more accurate diagnosis, especially in the cases where the physician just may not know much about the disease that the person has. I also think that, you know, one of the biggest challenges in healthcare is, you know, physicians and people in healthcare professionals in general spend a lot of time on kind of routine things that you know, can be automated. You know, they definitely have the cases and the situations that are extremely challenging, and that should be taking 80% of their time. Where right now it's probably not, you know, they're not able to put as much time to those challenging cases as they want to, because they're spending so much time on more routine stuff, where you could use AI to really kind of fill those routine gaps, and it's really something that falls out of the normal. That's where the physicians can really spend their time focusing on, and not so much on kind of the normals, if you will. So you know, those things that come back with no issues, nothing unusual. You know, you can kind of, you know, do a fast screening on that with AI, and something that comes back unusual, that's where the physicians can really spend their time on the right path forward for that patient.
And from the doctor's point of view.
Yeah, I mean, this is new, and new is always scary. I mean, that's exactly. Always the challenge with anything. And to be totally blunt, you know, not every AI technology out there is good. You know, there's a lot of noise. You know, it's a very hot field right now, so there's a lot of people jumping into it that may not actually know what they're doing, or have you know, a quality product. So first and foremost, you need to make sure that the data is good, right? So definitely the view of the data, the understanding of the data, the making sure that the data actually fits the situation you're looking at, and being able to do those kind of peer review of the data, the output of the AI, and all of that. So everybody does feel comfortable with what actually is coming out. But at the end of the day, you're 100% right. The physician has to be in the loop. So again, you know, screening normals, you know, typically that's a pretty straightforward process. But, you know, if something comes up that's unusual, you know, a computer may have a suggestion of what it is, but you definitely always want to have, you know, an expert review that and make sure that it makes sense. You know, maybe it makes sense, you know, 80-90% of the time, but it's that 10% of the time it doesn't. You don't want to miss those. Just kind of rely on the computer to make those decisions for you, you know, kind of wholeheartedly. You definitely want to have a human in the loop to review that. At the end of the day, AI technologies, you know, what they do very well, they're very good at pattern recognition, and they're very good at finding, you know, subtle differences based on a probability of a learned set. But AI does not know anything it has not been trained on, where, you know, the human physician has seen a lot of different stuff and can think a little bit more objectively about something that may not make sense. And so if something doesn't make sense to a computer, it's going to spit out whatever the highest probability it thinks it should be, where a human can do a little bit more of a deeper dive into it and really try to understand it, talk to other experts, and really find the right path forward. And so I think it's that kind of the right kind of marriage between the professional physician and the AI to take away a lot of the routine stuff that's really eating a lot of their time today, to focus on the more complicated stuff. Again, AI can give an idea, but you don't want to just say like, oh, this is a rare thing. Yep, the AI is just diagnostic.